Azure Synapse REST API is a powerful tool for managing and analyzing data in the cloud. To get the most out of this API, it is essential to understand its capabilities and limitations. Here is a step-by-step guide to using Azure Synapse REST API effectively. First, it is crucial to understand the basics of REST API, including HTTP requests, JSON data format, and authentication methods. Azure Synapse REST API uses OAuth 2.0 for authentication, which involves registering an application and obtaining an access token. Next, familiarize yourself with the Azure Synapse REST API endpoints, which are used to perform various operations such as creating and managing databases, tables, and pipelines. The API endpoints are organized into categories, including database, table, and pipeline management. To use the Azure Synapse REST API, you need to send HTTP requests to the API endpoints. You can use tools like Postman or curl to send requests and receive responses. The API supports various HTTP methods, including GET, POST, PUT, and DELETE, each used for different operations. When sending requests, it is essential to include the required headers, including the access token, content type, and accept type. The request body should be in JSON format, and it is crucial to validate the JSON data to ensure it is correct. Best practices for using Azure Synapse REST API include handling errors and exceptions, logging requests and responses, and implementing retry mechanisms. It is also crucial to follow security guidelines, including encrypting data in transit and at rest, and using secure authentication methods. In addition, it is recommended to use the Azure Synapse REST API in conjunction with other Azure services, such as Azure Active Directory and Azure Storage. This allows for a more integrated and secure data management solution. To get started with Azure Synapse REST API, create a new Azure Synapse workspace and register an application in Azure Active Directory. Then, obtain an access token and use it to send requests to the API endpoints. Start with simple requests, such as getting a list of databases or tables, and then move on to more complex operations, such as creating pipelines and managing data. By following these tips and best practices, you can effectively use Azure Synapse REST API to manage and analyze your data in the cloud. Remember to stay up to date with the latest API documentation and updates, and to use the API in conjunction with other Azure services for a more integrated solution.